Hi, Dave Jones here. We're going to look at the beginner scales, total beginner. When you first start playing the guitar, you want to learn a few tunes first. There's some up on the website, and you need to learn how to read tab first. Again, there's lessons of that up on the website, but eventually you're going to have to come along and learn some scales. They're very important scales. The basis of all music is formed from scales, and there's explanations up on how they're formed in the theory section. But the total beginner scales, we're going to just start off with the scales that you would learn at RGT preliminary grade electric guitar. I'm always banging on about the RGT, but they are, in my opinion, the best set of learning manuals to cover all aspects of guitar as you come across them. I'll give you a close-up of the scales in a minute. PDF's up on the website. It's very important as well, if you can, when you're playing these scales, try and learn the names of the notes in them, as well as just the scale shape from tab. Like I say, this is a total beginner scale lesson. The scales we're going to look at are only over 1 octave. The C major scale, the A natural minor scale, the G major pentatonic scale, and the E blues scale, all over 1 octave. So I'll take you through each one. It's handy if you can print off the PDF, and I'll show you a little close-up as I'm going so you can play along. Okay, so here we go with the C major scale. I'm starting with my third finger on the A string at the 3rd fret. That's the note C. I'm going to play that note, then I'm going to play the D string open, then the 2nd fret of the D string with my 2nd finger, that's the note E, then the 3rd fret of the D string with my 3rd finger, the note F, then the open G string, then the 2nd fret of the G string with my 2nd finger, that's the note A, then the open B string, and then the 1st fret of the B string with my 1st finger, that's the note C. So the idea is you play the scale ascending from the deepest note, C, through the scale to the top note C, and back down again without repeating the top note. And try and use the fingering that I've just showed you. So any of the notes at the 1st fret are covered with your 1st finger, or played with your 1st finger. Any notes at the 2nd fret are played with your 2nd finger, and any notes at the 3rd fret are played with your 3rd finger. And that's called the C major scale, and that is the scale that a lot of people learn when they're any instrument, but also singing, is the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So you play the scale up and down. I keep banging on about this in lots of videos, but speed is not important. What is important is accuracy, clarity, and even timing. So you just keep playing it at very, very slow, even speed, and gradually speed up over a period of time. The second scale we're going to look at is called the A natural minor scale. Now I'm going to start off with the open A string, the 5th string, open, and then so that open string. Then I'm going to play the 2nd fret of the A string, the note B, 3rd fret of the A string, the note C, and then the open D string, 2nd fret of the D string, the note E, 3rd fret of the D string, the note F, open G string, and then the 2nd fret of the G string, the note A. So same rules apply. Just play the scale very, very slowly and evenly until you get all the notes. Play up to the top note and back down without repeating the top note. Next scale we're going to look at is the G major pentatonic scale. We're going to do this again over 1 octave. So I'm going to start on the G string, 3rd string, and we're going to play the open G string, 2nd fret of the G string, the note A, open B string, 3rd fret of the B string, the note D, open E string, 3rd fret of the E string, the note G. So And the last scale we're going to look at in this section is the E blues scale, again over 1 octave. I'm going to start with my second finger on the D string at the 2nd fret. That's the note E. I'm going to play the E, then we're going to play the open G string, 2nd fret of the G string, that's the note A, 3rd fret of the G string, with my 3rd finger that's the note B flat, open B string, 3rd fret of the B string, that's the note D, and the open E string. So there's your E blues scale over 1 octave. Okay, so I hope you got those scales. Like I said, they're very important. A great daily practice routine to warm your fingers up. You should also try to, if you can, to alternate pick them. First note down, second note up. There's some lessons on alternate picking up on the website. And once you've got the scales, once you can play them, and you can play through them evenly and slowly, try creating little melodies on your own out of the scales. It's sort of the first step on the way to improvisation, which we'll be looking at with these scales. But just play random notes, random lengths, and just try and add little melodies, create little melodies with them. For example, the C major scale. When you can play it through and you feel comfortable playing it, just create little melodies, leaving little spaces and holes, repeat notes, and you're just creating little melodies. And that's where melodies for lead guitar solos come from. They always come out of scales of some description. It's really important once you've learnt a scale to learn how to start using it, because obviously it's great practice for your fingers, but you need to, and coordination between the hands as well is very important with scales. You'll probably find at the beginning that sometimes you put your finger on this note and you play that string instead. Very, very common. Everyone does it. But eventually, your two hands, your picking hand and your fretting hand, will start to coordinate together. One of the best ways of doing that is to practice scales. So I hope you found that useful, and learn these scales, and then there's lots more scale lessons up on the site. Gradually progress with your knowledge of scales. And the other thing is, try and learn the names of the notes that you're playing, not just the fingering shape. So if you're looking at the PDF up on the website, underneath each scale I've written the names of the note. So what can be really useful when you're sitting on your own practicing is to call out C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That way you're starting to learn the names of the notes you're playing, as well as the fact that you're actually learning the scale shape. So I hope you found that useful, and I'll see you again sometime.